Welcome to the Astana Times YouTube channel. This is your weekly digest of the top news stories from Kazakhstan. In this episode, we tell you more about the latest updates on the floods in the country, the government support for flood victims, President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev's visit to Armenia, and a new law that tightens penalties for crimes against women and children. Let's jump right in. Devastating floods recently swept through Kazakhstan, causing significant damage to infrastructure, homes and farmland. The Kazakh Ministry of Emergency Situations reports that more than 118,000 people have been rescued and evacuated since the beginning of the flood. More than 44,000 of them are children. President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev flew into the flood-affected North Kazakhstan and Kostanay regions this week. He assured the public that no citizen would be left without care. New housing will be built for those who lost their homes in the floods.
Тяжелое время мы сейчас переживаем все. Это общенациональное бедствие, но с другой стороны положительные признаки уже налицо. Вода постепенно уходит. Я думаю, что ближайшие 10 дней будут самыми критическими. Но уже сейчас мы думаем и принимаем меры по реконструкции всей страны и ликвидации последствий бедствия.
The government has stepped in to help those affected. As of April 18th, financial aid has been provided to over 5,800 families. The total amount of immediate financial aid exceeded 2 billion tenge. One-time payments are being offered for property loss and loan deferrals are available. The government is committed to rebuilding the affected areas. It has begun building houses in the Pavlodar, Karagandy and Aktobe regions. Volunteers and ordinary citizens have been helping their fellow citizens affected by the floods. Hundreds of tons of humanitarian aid flocked into the affected regions, and people are bringing essential items to aid collection points nationwide. Alisher Tanıştık from the Aktobe region was at the forefront of these efforts when a natural disaster hit his hometown.
Aktobe облысындағы апаттық жағдайға байланысты облысымыздың еріктілері, белсенді жастары бір жұдырықтай жұмылып, күн-түн демей үлкен еңбек атқарып жүр. Бірінші күндері жастарымыз су арналарының жағасына баррикадаларды құрумен айналысқан болса, кейіннен зардап шеккен отбасыларды эвакуациялау жұмыстарына белсене атсалысты. Біз біргеміз қоғамдық қорының қолдауымен Аманат партиясы жанындағы жастар рухы жастар қанатының белсенділері шалғай ауылдардың тұрғындарына электр генераторлар мен қайықтарды және гуманитарлық көмекті жеткізу бойынша жұмысқа атсалысты. Қазіргі таңда облыс белсенділері жан-жақтан келіп жатқан гуманитарлық көмекті қабылдау және үйлестіру бойынша жұмыстар жүргізіп жүр.
Kazakhstan and Armenia are keen to strengthen cooperation across all areas. This is the key message from President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev's official visit to Armenia this week. He met with Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan. 10 documents were signed following Tokayev's meeting with Pashinyan. These include a trade and economic cooperation roadmap for the next 2 years, documents on migration, the aviation industry, tourism, culture and sports, and information and communication technologies. In a move to promote peace in the region, President Tokayev also spoke about the urgency of lasting peace between Armenia and Azerbaijan. He offered Kazakhstan as a venue to host negotiations between the two countries, with Kazakhstan hoping to play a role in bringing the two sides to the table. Another milestone in Kazakhstan this week is the signing of a new law aimed at stronger protection of the rights of women and children in the country. The law reinstates criminal liability for minor health harm and battery, which was removed in 2017. It also removes reconciliation possibilities in repeated battery cases to minimize domestic violence. The new legislation introduces life imprisonment for the murder of a minor, rape of a minor, and violent sexual actions against a minor. Bullying, including cyberbullying, now entails an administrative liability. Along with these new provisions, the legislation is also designed to create infrastructure to support families. For the first time, legal foundations are set for a contact center concerning family matters and the protection of women's and children's rights. The law also introduces family support centers to provide psychological, legal, and social support. Individuals affected by domestic violence can reside at these centers for up to 1 month, and employers are required to grant them up to 30 days of unpaid leave. This legislation follows President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev's vocal stance against domestic violence, which he has called a major social evil. His directives in 2022 and 2023 pushed for stricter legal measures reflected in the robust provisions of the new law. The United Nations said in a statement, the law underscores Kazakhstan's commitment to human rights, especially the protection of women, children, and vulnerable groups from domestic violence. That's all for this week's News Digest from Kazakhstan. Stay tuned for more updates. Until next time.